Once you do that, you actually can gain that discovery point. And to be honest, I've never actually taken a character up on official servers very far, so I'm not exactly sure what the discovery points are for. I know it's quest line, but you can go in up here, and it tells you your different discoveries and such, and then you can go over to the Atlas, and there's different quests in here. I believe the discoveries deal with, yeah, it's the Master Cartographer. Get at least 40% of the Atlas discovery zones, and apparently for the official 11 by 11 map, there's 552 different discoveries. 40% of that, you're looking at about 220, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm going to close that up so that we can actually see if we're dealing with pirates, but I want to open the regular map up and bring my compass out and make sure we're headed the right way, and we are. So we're just going to keep on this path, but I want to open my other sail up too. That way we get full power. And see, there's a pirate right there. We want to try to avoid him. So I'm going to steer a little away from him. Let him stay right over there, because there are no guns on this ship. You don't... when you purchase a ship from a free port like I did with this sloop, and it doesn't matter if you have the dinghy, the sloop, or the raft, you get no guns with it. It is literally a bare bones ship. There are no below decks for either of the three, for any of the three. You start being able to build your own and have below decks, I believe, with the schooner. Pretty sure schooner's the first one. The sloop may be the first one if you build it yourself, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain. If you look at the flooring of the ship here, it looks like there is actually a deck there, which means if you built it, there may be ceiling tiles that you have to put in to fill it in, which means you could also put in a stairwell or a ladder and be able to go below decks. But the pre-built ships, you can't do that. They're solid construction. They're good in a pinch to get you through, and literally all you're trying to do when you first start off is get on a ship and get off that Freeport Island. Now before the wipe, I believe you could not go past either level 10 or level 8 with your character before being forced to leave Freeport and hit some discoveries. I'm not sure if that's still the case or not. Like I said in the last video, I haven't really done a whole lot of research on the patch notes or anything. And I do apologize for the choppy graphics. This is not the best rig in the world. This is actually a 3 to 4 year old Hewlett-Packard Omen. If you want to look up the specs, it is a model 880-068. The only thing I've done to it since taking possession of it was added 16 more gigs of RAM It starts off with only 8 gigs, and that just wasn't enough to cut the mustard. I was trying to test out another game, Star Citizen. I've got so far 1 video for that up already. There will be more for that as well. But I was trying to test that game out, and it just chopped up so bad that I had really no choice but to do some minor upgrades on the rig just to at least be able to experience the game. Now I'm finding with streaming I've got to do some more upgrades, but that'll come with time because, you know, bills have to come first. Okay. We're about to zone into, I believe this is B3. Yep. So if you have... Whoa, okay. So if you have watched any of the previous live streams, you'll notice that I have not posted anything that's been a pre-recorded, nothing that's been altered in any way. This is all straight live stream. There's no editing whatsoever. It is what it is. And we're about to zone again, which means we're going to be in C3. Part of that is because I've just started streaming, so I'm still learning all the software and the tips and tricks to it. I'm kind of bugging my mentors a little bit, try to figure out how they've managed to get through some things and some things that they've experienced that they're willing to share with me so that I don't have to go through the same nonsense. And then with myself, the problems that I've been having I've pretty much narrowed it down to, with it being a sound issue, I've narrowed it down to my drivers. This rig comes default with Realtek audio drivers, and I've never had any good luck with those in the past. So at some point, I'm going to end up gutting this system and seeing what I can do as far as a separate sound card, better video card, and so forth, but I need to figure out everything about it. And there's another pirate just off to our left. We're going to try to steer clear of him. Can't really afford to take a whole lot of damage. Oh, and he is just ripping towards us. Okay, keep going, keep going. All right. Looks like we scared him off. So we'll just continue on our journey. Okay, off to the right, you'll see another box out there floating. At some point, I will have my forge set up, and I'll be able to make grappling hooks, and those boxes, when you first start, are a good source, from my personal experience, for getting a few gold under your belt. Then you can go back to a Freeport Island, hire some crew, or maybe you want to spend some time building some cannons for your ship. Now, I can put cannons on this ship, it just doesn't come with them by default. We're coming up on, I believe it's a shipwreck up here. Oh, and there's another pirate. So we're going to steer clear of him too. You might be able to see that floating debris in the water. Oh, come on, go, go, go. Yeah. Okay. Boy, we are getting so lucky right now. Part of the main thing of sailing in a stock ship from a free port with no guns is really keeping your eye out for these pirates. Hopefully we don't run into a storm, so we'd have to watch out for cyclones as well. Cyclones will tear your ship apart. It really will. Okay, and we are clear enough, I believe, from the pirates. I'm going to go ahead and level the ship up. Ship options, ship properties, and I'm going to put a point into additional weight, because the more that's in the weight, I believe I explained this in the last video, if not, the more you put into weight for your ship, the more it'll be able to carry, the less the weight will affect your speed. Now, Sloop isn't the fastest ship in the game, in my opinion. I don't know what the exact stats are on the different ships and what actually is fastest or whatnot. I just know what I've experienced with the different ships that I've personally sailed. And I've had every ship available so far except for the galleon, but I have sailed a galleon. I'm not personally too impressed with them as far as turn radius and so forth, but I have very credible sources that sail them all the time telling me that they are actually pretty doggone fast. They seem like they're going really slow from your position on the bridge, but apparently they're actually pretty quick. Now see, there's a fairly large island right there, and I'm sure we could probably find a spot to start setting up base, but we don't want it. I've scouted. Ooh, that's a big one compared to us. And he's got a lot more guns, so we're definitely going to stay clear of him. So you can get pretty close and not trigger their attack. But personally, I prefer just staying as far away as I can at the moment. Now, by no means am I afraid to take on a pirate or ships of the damned, but I am not equipped for it right now. I had a brigantine that I was using for a while on my private server, and I had it loaded with medium cannons to the point where I actually had too much weight on the ship for it to actually sail efficiently, but it would still sail, and I did pretty doggone well against these pirates. I was taking on other brigantines, galleons, schooners, up to 4 and 5 at a single battle. Sail back to port, do some minor repairs, take off again, and do it all over again. Okay, we have been shifting back and forth a little bit, so I'm going to double check my map again. Not the map, the compass again. Just to make sure we're still basically heading northeast. So we're good. going to go up. I'll show you what I'm kind of thinking. See, we're down here in C3 at the moment, and I'm thinking on heading up to G1, G2, H1, H2 area. There's a couple of decent islands up here that I saw. I don't know if they're currently taken, but we're going to find out. We'll zoom back in. That way when we open up this map, it should be, yep. See how it zoomed back into the grid we're on? Now it's going to be centered directly on us, instead of displaying the entire world. So there's another island to our left that actually looks fairly decent sized. And I did look at the Atlas map a little bit, and as you can see, if you hover over any of the islands, it'll actually tell you who the owner is, the settlement name, the taxation rate, and so forth. I didn't find a single island in the short amount of time that I was looking that wasn't already owned. So that said, what we're going to have to do is try to negotiate with whoever owns the island to allow us to build there. It means we'll have to pay the taxation rate, but if you ally with them and you're not attacking their stuff, you're not pillaging their bases, or basically just kind of leaving them alone. From my personal experiences, most companies, they can be, fairly courteous. There are a few that that's not the case. See, there's another player coming in on our left. Not sure where they're headed or where they're coming from. But we're not going to fight them because this is a PvE server, which means it's player versus environment. So attacking another player is just not very nice. Yeah, he sails up right now, so he's just kind of drifting. That's alright, we'll leave him alone. And it looks like we're headed dead for that island, so let's go ahead and take care of the ship real quick. Oops, not that one. Again, going into ship options and then ship properties. And we're going to grab the wheel again so we've got a better view. Okay, let's go ahead and open our map again and take a quick look. So we're going to actually want to sail off to the right of this island so we stay on course for the G and H coordinates. Which is good because that actually puts the wind a little more in our favor without having to move the sails. Now some of you may be asking why I didn't move the sails to begin with. When you don't have a crew aboard, you kind of have to do everything on your own. Now granted, there are only 2 sails on this ship, so it's pretty easy to deal with. But when you have to keep leaving the wheel and you're in areas where you might be running into ships of the damned, it's just easier to leave the sails alone for the moment and try to use the wind to your advantage when you can. In a pinch, with the location of where these sails are, I could easily let go of the ship's wheel and grab the sail behind me and turn it So I at least have one sale that's helping me out. And I believe what's coming up right in front of us is one of their new port areas that were discussed in a recent patch note. I'm not 100% certain, as I've never seen them before. But my understanding is you can they all start off neutral. They have defenses. So if you had a ship and wanted to take over this port, you could take down the defenses, and then after a certain time elapses, then you can basically capture it for yourself. But these ports are actually needed for... Oh, yep, there's the 4 defense towers. These are needed for the trading that goes on with the marketplaces now. So since I'm not even worried about trying to capture that, we'll just continue to sail on. You might be able to see the cannons up top. And there's the... Yeah, it looks like the marketplace right there, just next to the building, next to that tall center spire. At some point, we'll go check one of those out. Right now, we're focused on trying to get to location to establish a home base. So what I was saying about the sound drivers, I've gone through... Well, I'm now on my 3rd headset, trying to get this to work correctly. And after watching numerous videos about how to fix the issue, and trying to follow, each one of them and do what they're saying to do, and just trying to, work my way through it. Last night's stream, I had to use 2 different headphones, one for sound to actually be piped through to the stream, and then the other one was actually a Bluetooth headset that I used for my cell phone that I had piped into the computer just for the microphone, because I couldn't get the 2 to work together with the headset that I typically use with my PC, and also I use it with my my Xbox as well, plugged into the controller. For some reason, it just, with the Realtek audio drivers, it just was not working for me. So I had to kind of trick the system a little bit into understanding that I was going to use them both. Well, tonight I was trying out a different option. I've seen a lot of streams, a lot of videos, that there have been complaints about using USB style headphones, and believe it or not, these are a pair of cheap $20–$30 Logitech headphones with mic that I picked up at just a regular department store, and I plugged them in. Windows grabbed the proper drivers for them right off the bat. I didn't have to do a single thing, pretty much just flat out plug and play. So I waited for the drivers to load, opened up Streamlabs OBS, did a little bit of testing, and I didn't have to configure anything. All I did was switched my input and output to this headset, and everything works great. I originally bought these for my laptop for when I was using Xbox Companion about a year or so ago, to be able to play while I was laying in bed with my Xbox out here in the living room, and they worked pretty well for the laptop. Same scenario, just plugged them in, and Windows grabbed the drivers and off I was. But I didn't know if they would work for Streamlabs OBS, but I'm glad they do. And there's another pirate in front of us right there. Get a better view of him. I'm trying to see which direction he's going to turn. Okay, he's turning this way, so we're going to turn the other way. Oh, and there's another one to our right. We're going to split him right down the middle. This guy's turning back this way, so we're just going to keep trying to outrun him. For those of you that didn't get a chance to watch the last stream, I mentioned that I do have dogs here with me, and I've got roommates and my wife. So at times it does get a little noisy. I do apologize, but this is real life. And this is what I deal with, so it's going to be a part of the stream whether I want it to or not. And there's not a whole lot I can do about it. The best thing I can do is try to make you aware that that might be an issue here and there. The roommates understand that I'm making these videos, and they try to be courteous. And I'm appreciative of that. My wife often sits off to the side with either her phone or her laptop watching the stream, just to make sure that everything's going right with the stream. All the sound's working, the video's working, all that stuff. Tonight she's got other things going on, so it's just me. Okay, we're about to zone again. And let's see. We're going into D3. I know the waves are probably a bit loud, so the music isn't coming through as well. So after I zone here, I'm going to turn down the game sounds a little bit, so the music comes through a little better. See, the music is still there. It is still playing in the background. Ooh, and it is night. Wow. That happened all of a sudden. Okay, let's get the ship leveled up real quick. Not the sails. Ship options, ship properties, and we're going to add more weight to it, because I honestly don't care about anything else with this particular ship at the moment. I just want to make sure that she's as fast as absolutely possible until I can get somewhere that's more of a safe harbor. Okay, I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to sail a little closer to this over here. This is a shipwreck. And at some point, it says sunken treasure, gives you the quality level. If you have, and you can see another flotsam box there in the water. Nighttime is an awesome time to come and look for flotsam. A lot of guys have suggested just jump on a raft. It's all over the place out here, guys. But nighttime you can really see it because it glows. And there's different colors. There's purple and yellow and gray, I think. At least according to my screen. But these shipwrecks, once you are able to make a diving attachment or purchase one from somebody and throw it on your ship, you can add oil into it, and that allows you to have a diving suit that you can jump into and go check out the shipwrecks. I haven't personally done it myself, but um, my partner over on my private server has a masterwork diving attachment, and he's gone out several times checking things out. Regrettably, I have not been with him. I'd love to go and see what it's all about, but I've been kind of focused on other games at the moment, so my apologies. Okay, I think we're safe enough for the moment, so let's do this. Let's go into options, and we are going to turn the sound effects down and the ambient volume down. Click apply. Save. Then I don't feel like I have to yell over the sound of the waves so much. This is another discovery area. This actually looks fairly flat over here. It's a nice little beach. Let's go check it out. I know we're not at our destination just yet, but okay, so my sails just went to nada. So we're gonna go drop this first one. And we're gonna go back to this one. We're just gonna jump on it because I'm already aimed the direction that I want to go. So what I want to do is I want to turn this sail just so that way I've got a little more wind, and I'm going to get close enough to land to where I can see what types of animals are out here, because we don't want to just jump on land if there's a ton of cobras and stuff, tigers, lions. So we're going to get in pretty close without running aground. And there's my anchor, so I'm going to start dropping my sail a little bit. I'm going to turn this a little more into the wind. Okay, now I've got full anchor there, so I'm going to let go of this. And we're going to anchor up. Okay, now in order to get my ladders back down, I'm going to grab my ship's wheel. And on PC, I'm just going to hit the L button, which drops my ladder. And you can attach other ladders later on. The rope ladders, they're made, I believe, in the loom. But for now, this works. It's an emergency ladder in the back, and it serves its purpose. So I'm going to let go of that. I'm not 100% certain on the key combination for Xbox at the moment. Looks like we're just dealing with birds over here. Oh, there's an alligator, crocodile, whatever. So we're going to try to stay away from that guy. But we are going to make landfall because, let's see. Okay. Now I can get, my advanced tools, so now I have access to making a smithy. And I'm not going to worry about the other 2 points at the moment. It doesn't hurt to save a few points just in case. You might find something that you really want down the road and you're just lacking that 1 or 2 points when you level for getting it. And by saving a couple of points, that may be what you're lacking, so you can get it the next time you level. Okay, so he's staying over there, it looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off. And we've made a discovery. This island is called the Black Chain. So we now have 1 discovery point. And if I go into my discoveries here, there are 4 discoveries in this particular zone, this server. Black Chain is one of them. And that's a vulture, which means he's going to be aggressive as well. So we're not going to stay here, but we're going to get back on the ship. And it looks like apparently because of the discovery I have an experience bonus going on as well, which I don't really want to waste, but at the same time I'm not doing a whole lot at the moment, so it's kind of wasted because all I'm doing is sailing. I'm not out killing things, I'm not building anything to gain crafting experience or anything like that, not out harvesting. I'm just sailing, so I'm literally just gaining experience by wasting time. The XP bonus is kind of wasted at this point until I've got that base established, so I don't want to discover too many places just yet. I want to leave those until I have established myself somewhere and I'm ready to start taking on the world, so to speak. You'll gain experience fast enough anyway. The experience bonus from a discovery is actually kind of a nice little here you go, but I've done it. I mean, even on my private server we don't have experience bonuses set up, and I do just fine there, so don't worry if you don't get any bonuses right off the bat. If you're worried about leveling up really fast, then by all means stop at every island, get your discovery points for it, get your bonus experience, kill a bunch of things. Again, to my knowledge, killing creatures, the animals, is the fastest way to get experience, especially at the start of the game. There may be other ways, I just haven't found them yet. I tend to do a lot of crafting. I don't go out hunting very often. I find other ways to get the food and hides and stuff that I need without having to go out and hunt very often. I'm not saying I don't hunt, I would prefer making the buildings and the shipyards and that sort of thing. So, but we're going to go ahead and cut this short for tonight. I wanted to make sure that I got something posted for everyone to watch, and to stay on track for my minimum of 1 video a day. Part 3 will be tomorrow, and most likely I'm going to try my hand at just doing a recorded version and doing some speed editing. I don't know if it's actually going to work, and if it doesn't, I will just go ahead and make a new part 3 live stream. Well, actually at that point it'll be part 4 because part 3 will be recorded. So one way or the other, look for part 3 tomorrow. If this video was entertaining in any way, if it was useful to you, by all means, click that like, hit subscribe, ding the bell, whatever you want to do. Leave a comment, um, and we'll see you in the next video.